Listen, welcome to Monday Night Smoke. We are here. Well, we're not here because Travis is...
You're an absolute disgrace. You're a cheat.
Travis didn't realize he's flying home. Like, he does that. He does that. So I'm by myself, but it's all good. I'll be fine. Voice is gone. Yeah, and I'm so happy to be talking about something else other than football because there's so much to get into. Listen, let's get straight into this though. Let me quickly shout out the people always gonna be here no matter what. Listen, Bruce Kai's in the house, SWJ, Mr. A, Uncle Jonah, Muller, Stay Blessed, Be Real, Osborne, J Langs, October Red. Let's keep going. Hot Pies, White Toady, Chase. There you go. What? The Gareth the Davies? Swear. No way. Star Fox. Fight Band TV, Bill Larkin, Thomas J. Ridley, Joshua, Sir Alex Ferguson, swear down, Maestro, big up to you, North Bank. How am I got for it? Major K. Adam Q 101. I think I'm not Travis. Pace the Kid. AKO free. No, it's long. You lot think I'm
crackhead.
I'm not reading all of that. That's too much. That's too much. Listen, people, voice is finished. The voice is finished. But I'm flying solo. We got to get into it though, man. There's so much to talk about. I was hoping not to be the A mic today. When Travis said, oh, you know when your boy calls, he said, I made a mistake. I said, listen, this ain't the day for mistakes. But we get into it anyway. Canelo has been speaking. Canelo said he wants Bivol. Canelo said he wants revenge. Is he good enough? Is he good enough to, because the way Bivol pieced him up, I can't see Canelo winning. I can't. Canelo said he wants Benavidez after Benavidez get through plant. He kind of sees Benavidez as more the bigger challenger. I don't know what you lot thoughts about that. We'll see what you lot are saying. Also, I'm going to try and speak as less as possible today. We got to talk about Denzel Bentley. We got to talk about Denzel trying to go for greatness, trying to go for it. Amazing. I mean, I'm so proud of him. Like, yeah, we have to have our say about that. We have to have our say. It's so funny because who was talking up? A lot of people have been saying, oh, it's going to come to me in a second. I can't remember the name of the fighter. Andrade saying that Andrade would have smoked him, and there's been all sorts of talks recently. I've been looking online and stuff. Again, not long till we see the Fury fight. Are you getting excited? Do you feel like raw? That's the fight that I need to see now. Again, we're gonna see Dylan White's coming back. It's mad. It's mad. Again, should we touch on the Deji situation? I don't want to. It was rubbish. It was rubbish. I told you what it was going to be. It was rubbish. I mean, what was even that? It's crap. Literally. Like, I'm not going to get into it. I'm done with, a little part of me is done with YouTube boxing, but if you don't want to talk about that, that's up to you. Yeah, maybe I'm a purist. You would have thought. All right, cool. Well, listen, let me open up the lines. I want to see what you guys are saying. It's time for you to have your say, man. And if the show goes wherever it goes, let's do it. Cool. Lines are open. KGM MX sounding horse. Now the voice is mash up. The voice is gone. This is actually sad to watch. Floyd. This is it. Floyd. Does anyone wait? Hold on though. Before we move forward. Before we go anywhere, who would we be to not bring you a special guest? Denzel! Yo. Hold on 1 second. First things first, yeah. You lot know what to do in the chat. Flower emojis, everything. Denzel, bro, send man the voice note. Proud of you, fam. Proud. I know you're pissed. I heard how you responded at the end of the fight. But you went for greatness, bro. You went for it. it was, you were short. We probably talk about, or you can tell us what you thought went wrong in that fight for you. Now you had time to assess it. But again, like, we were with you, we're still with you now. We ain't leaving your side, fam. But what's your thoughts, man? Talk to me.
Yeah, the fight, I thought I started late in it. I started picking up a bit late, and if I started about 2 rounds earlier, I could have nicked a couple of rounds. But I ain't gonna lie to you though. Like thinking back on it and realizing it, and this ain't me making no excuses. I don't think I had any chance in winning that fight. Listening to the scorecards, bro. Like someone gave me a 2 rounds.
The 118. You talking about the 118 shout?
Yeah.
You know what it was? I'll be honest. You know, and you know me. I keep it as real as possible. It was weird watching you how you started the fight. I didn't know, was there a lot of power that you was trying to stay away from? Because it's like you started not like looking to engage. You looked like you was really happy to give him the front foot.
You know,
give him the wing.
In the early rounds, I was, but it weren't because of nothing to do with his power. Like, bro, man's a fighter, bro. Man's got to gauge what I'm in there with, bro. I've never been in there with him. I've only seen what I've seen in it. But I gotta get time to kind of know what I'm in there with. Like when other fighters do it, you lot call it downloading data and man figuring man out. But when it's someone you lot don't rate or don't think boxes like that, it's oh, was you scared of something? Like,
no, because I think the guy we was vexed when the guy done that. The guy that interviewed you at the end, the tone of his questioning, I wasn't really feeling, because he said, "Raw, was you scared? When did you start to believe?" I don't think it was a fair thing. But what was there a moment in the thing where you're like, wow, first time in Vegas and trying to get used to your surroundings? Was it one of those ones, or was it literally, you know what, this is the game plan, I'm gonna back off and then go for it?
No, like literally, like that's what I wanted to do. Like I think I told someone that as well, but like I just want, but obviously I didn't at the fighters meeting, them not sorry, pardon me. At the fighters meeting, them not wanting me to say what I was gonna do, and it's like I couldn't, not because I didn't want to tell them, but just because it don't make sense talking about what you're gonna do and then you don't know if you're able to do it. Like that's too much talking, unnecessary talking for me. I'm one of those guys where it's like I love banter, I love chatting shit. I would talk 24/7, but I don't like just saying things for no reason, bro.
Yeah.
So that's why they didn't say it. But I just knew I'm gonna box him for a bit, see what I got there, and if I can press him, I'm gonna press him. I got in there with, bro. I'm trying to take shots on the glove, see how hard he is. You see me parrying shots early, and he's looking at me like, oh, okay, you're not too bad. And then he's trying to call me on, and I'm like, no, you come in. Like I'm just trying to figure out what I've got in front of me. Like, where's his lead foot? Is he trying to get around man, or is he comfortable on the inside? Because if he's comfortable on the inside, then me getting outside is pretty much useless because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
You're trying to download. You're trying to understand it.
Trying to suss out in my head. But obviously it took a bit longer than I needed to. Obviously, from my coach said, look, we're not up here, you're gonna have to press it. I said, say no more. And I pressed it, innit?
Yeah. No, there was a definite switch and shift from the 5th to the 6th round. I was like, yo, then now you're moving. And it was almost, I was left with this feeling, because while watching the fight, like 2 and 3, I was like, Denzel, man, I know you're better than this. I've seen you like throw more punches. Or that was the one thing I was thinking, bro, you'd throw more. And it was like when you're taking the shots, it was like the way it was making the shots look like they were more powerful than you're saying that you didn't really feel the power. But I don't know if it was because he's stepping on your foot in terms of him being a southpaw and his leading foot. I don't know what it was, but what was going on for you?
There was a lot of leading foot, clashes. So that he would come around my back, he would come around my lead foot. So as I'm going back, I'm basically going to trip. So I got to like step over.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm gonna lie, I'm not when I move, I'm a little bit more like elastic in it. I'm not like I'm strong, but I'm not like a stiff. Bro, I just I can hold a shot on the glove and I'm gonna take 2 steps back. You know what I mean? That's how my body moves, bro. Like that's how my body moves. But yeah.
Listen, man, your stock has risen, fam. Like it or not, like again. Man, he's never been. This is your first southpaw you fought, and he's never finished a full fight. He's never gone 12 rounds before, But what was the conversation in terms of promoters and stuff? Were they impressed with the performance? They're like, look, we know that this can now be the level that we're on. What are they saying?
Yeah, no, everyone's impressed, you know, with that performance. But I get in. The only thing that's keeping me kind of sane right now is the fact that, you know, that I won without winning in it, kind of thing. But it's like I wanted that W. But yeah, I'm still over here. Obviously, I fly back tonight. But I ain't really spoke to no one. No one's gonna be getting into this is what's next and that. And I'm still over here. Do you know what I mean? They're just like, listen,
Yeah. Of course.
when you come back, you come back. But everyone's impressed. No one said. I ain't seen a negative comment out there. Still, I ain't gonna lie to you, but
No, man. You know what? You have to. You know what I mean? You learn a lot in that. You learn a lot in the ring. Well, I can't actually say to you. What did you feel you learned from that fight? That would be crazy me telling you what you learned, fam.
no, there's a lot to learn, man, and there's a lot to watch back on. I just think, you know, I know I got it in the tank. I should have stopped. Yeah. I know I'm a good mid-range inside fighter.
Yeah.
I still think the early rounds I was boxing all right, even though maybe I weren't nicking the rounds, but I was in my mind I was doing my thing.
Yeah.
I've learned that I can hang that world level, even though I believed it. Now it's like, you know, it's proven. But
Yeah.
of course I didn't win, so it's like, you know, I can't say, oh yeah, but I can hang there, innit?
Definitely.
I just proved to everyone else that look, I'm on what I said I'm on. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Again, it's mad though because he didn't look comfortable fighting on the back foot. When you moved him back, him going back, he couldn't he couldn't really keep you off. And didn't that give you a little like, you know what, I should go forward. Now's the moment because I can see that he fighting on the back foot, fighting moving backwards. He wasn't the same.
Do you know what it is, bro? So yeah, see me sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I get me going forward too much. I get careless sometimes. And I know sometimes in between the exchanges, I get greedy and he just froze. I don't see coming by someone that can bang a bit. Do you know what I mean? So I'm in there and I'm just throwing on phone. That's enough now. Just take your hands with you. Think about this, because sometimes I'm landing shots and I'm pulling out of my hands and I'm like, fuck. And then I put my hands up and it's like, no, you should have done that 2 seconds earlier. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Morrison fight. If I went there and just started swinging like that, I could have hurt him. But bro, he's a big tough guy. He's gonna swing something back a heavy left, probably clip me in between, and then I'm like, oh shit, man.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And that's what's funny because I went back. I looked at you. I saw the level of defense that you've worked on in terms of even the Marvin's fight. You was more aggressive. You was more on him. So I was thinking there was going to be a mixture too. I think while your defensive work was, and especially for fighting us, never thought. Actually, how many southpaws did you like train, like sparring with, to prepare for this fight?
I spar southpaws all the time. That's another reason why I was good with this fight. I was like, I held myself well against southpaws and sparring. I know it's sparring, but I don't have trouble with southpaws.
Okay, because I was like, this. First of all, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, Rod, did they man try to feed man to the lions? Because they're saying first time in Vegas, first southpaw. I'm thinking, who's making these decisions, right? Like, no, I'm not gonna lie, but then obviously watching you in the fight, I said, nah, you know what? I can see you look comfortable again from fifth onwards. As you said, you were downloading the data, probably could have downloaded it earlier, you know. Let me read this super chat quickly. Here you go. Jam Down says, match respect for step into the plate and doing what others only talk about. Actions over words. Flowers, Sam. Flowers.
Hey, how long you lot on this for? Because I need to actually blow up.
No, we're gone. All we wanted to do is say big up to you. Thanks. The community's here, fam. And just stay blessed, fam. I'm going to be here, but do your thing, fam. Just get home safe.
I'm going to log back in on touchdown. We just do a proper thing when we chat, whatever.
You already know it. You already know it, man. Love. Stay blessed. Come on, man. Yo. That's rougher, man. That's good, man. Stock is risen. I'm hoping he does what he wants to achieve in this game, man. Listen, let's not waste time. You lot get involved, man. There you go. I'm gonna put the link in the thing. Okay. Let me see what you lot saying. Yeah, the flower emojis. You lot were nice, man. Let's talk though, people. Lines are open. Please, my throat can't manage this. I need someone to chat to you. October saying, yeah, that man was rude. 100%. Hold on. Is it gonna be one of them ones where like no one hollers? It can't be. life won't be like this. Wait, swear down, KG in need of a receiver, bruv. Nah, you lot taking the liberties. What's going on? I need someone to talk to. Is the link not working or something? Let me say it one more time. No. Let me call Travis and tell them what these lot are doing, fam. I'm calling him right now because you lot are violating. Hold on, let me. Finally, fam. I was worried. I said, hold on. Hey, thank you for being my guy, fam. I thought the community going to have me out here hanging, fam.
Bro, why didn't you shout, man? I would have been the co-host for today.
No, you know what? I didn't want to, because I knew you was watch. I knew you had the show tomorrow, so I didn't want to take the piss in it.
No, man, it's all we're all a team, like, you know.
Yeah. I'll listen. I just wanted to respect the thing. You know what? Since no one's here talking, yeah, I want to quickly let's just cook a little bit.
All right.
Is Floyd Mayweather doing what he's doing right now?
Yeah.
Is this hurting his legacy? Like, is he? What's going? How do you look at it? Like,
no. It don't hurt the legacy. It just looks like it's desperation to stay in the spotlight. But his boxing legacy is cemented. It's always gonna be cemented because what he's done in boxing is unquestionable. Whether you want to talk about some of the opponents maybe being quote unquote a cherry pick for him, but bear in mind his cherry picks are certain other man's biggest wins. So he's done what he's doing. Let him do this lot. It's not for the majority of us, but here's the thing, like, I never paid for it, but I watched it earlier on today. It was fair, it was entertaining enough. I had a lot of fun watching Tommy Fury get ripped apart by Jake Paul on commentary for 6 rounds. That was hilarious. So ultimately there's an audience there for it, whether you watch it live or you watch it, you know, a couple weeks after, a couple days after. Let him do his thing.
No, man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of getting done with this YouTube boxing thing. Unless there has to be a shift. Now, I was excited because I thought Jake was gonna make that shift in terms of becoming the guy that was gonna start fighting real boxers. But as you can see, it's Andrew Tate. It's, you know, like you got KSI fighting speed. These men are not here for
but you know what? Let's be real. There's one thing we gotta put respect on. 47 years old or not, like Anderson Silva had a pro boxing license before he had the MMA license. That's a factual thing right there. So he's been in boxing. Remember, this is the same man that was actually gonna fight a legitimate fight with Roy Jones Jr. in his prime, and it won an exhibition belt. So he's actually there now. Tommy Fury supposedly is a boxer, right? He's got a pro boxing license, he's got a pro boxing record, he's on BoxRec. Man can watch him and can see his record. He put a contract out to man twice, and it was Tommy that pulled out twice. So it's not like he hasn't got any box at all. But the problem Jake Paul has is, number one, you got to remember, man's only had 5 or 6 fights here. So he's still a novice himself. Plus, he needs to fight people that are at least going to bring some kind of eyeballs to the table, because he's not a full-time pro boxer. He's just a YouTuber, an influencer who does boxing. That's his lane. So because of that, he needs people that are going to be able to build a show with him. So apart from Tommy Fury and KSI in the actual boxing realm, or the big like elite guys like Canelo and them, man, he ain't got no one else to fight. So them other no other raw boxer's gonna.
I want to see him fight a boxer.
Yeah, a lot of people do, but guess what? It's not gonna sell, because no one's gonna know the boxer he's gonna fight at 6-0.
It'll be no. I think he can sell by not calling him. I think he can sell by himself. I think
he can't. Have you not seen his pay-per-view records? That his pay-per-view views over the last one was about 200K. The one before that was about 178 or 200, another 200. Like, he's not selling what he was selling before. So that's why he's getting these personalities in.
I think because I think it's because people are saying, I want to see fight someone serious. And maybe the Mayweather, again, you looked at the Mayweather Logan Paul fight where there's clearly an instruction, it can't end. Bro, somehow Deji didn't get knocked out. Yes, it was called off, but we want to see that guy hit the canvas, Sam. You want like that's what I want to see. I want to
Yeah,
see.
but no, but that's different though, because remember, Deji and Mayweather is an exhibition where the referee's not gonna let it go a certain way.
Yeah.
Jake Paul is not fighting exhibitions; he's fighting legit
So,
bouts. So
yeah.
it's a different scenario. So any boxer he gets in there with at 6-0 is gonna be a light touch, and it's gonna be someone no one's got. He's gonna have
Yeah.
a record like a Tommy Fury, man. To be
Yeah.
fair,
I
unless
spent
it's Tommy Fury.
I spent too long on this topic, and I apologize. I didn't think I was going to get into it, but I'm just getting. I'm already just annoyed anyway. So
I know. I'll watch the stream.
that's why. So my energy is off. It's off. I'm off kill. But let's talk to me. I'm gonna bring in Osborne. We can have this Canelo conversation about Bivol. I think he should stay away from him. And I'm kind of upset that they're bringing this fight up, considering we're supposed to have a unification bout at some point. Why are you mentioning my man? Unless you want to fight for all the belts, you're gonna wait for Bivol to do what he needs to do and then fight him again. I'm unsure.
It's because of yards. I mean, you can bring Osborne in, but it's basically because of the Anthony Yard fight. It's going to be Ramadan after that, so he's not going to fight again until at least June, July, August time because of Ramadan. So because of that, ultimately they're saying, well, Bivol's going to need to have a fight in between. So they're saying Canelo's the biggest money, is what they're basically saying.
Osborne, what's your thoughts? Should he take this fight? With what happened to Canelo in that last fight? Should he really be doing this?
Nah, I don't think he should. You got like the levels of Bivol, man. He's so much bigger than him. He's just too good for him. I just don't see the point of him taking that fight. That Benavidez plant winner is like a better option for him, I think. Or is there Charlo as well?
It's been quiet on the Charlo.
When they got vexed for
But that man ain't been in the ring since June 2021. No one ain't caring about Jamal Charlo. There's only one Charlo we acknowledge, and his name's Jamel.
That's 100. My thing is, I think that if Canelo gets touched up by Bivol, it's again he's talking about the end. The full boxing legacy, or do you not agree that his legacy cemented no matter what now?
Hey, Bivol.
What do you think I'm saying Canelo. Do you think if Canelo loses to Bivol again in the same way, is his legacy fine? Like we can't still not talk about everything he's done.
It's a loss on the record, but it's still a loss at our weight that he's got no business being at. There's pure man who's when they go up the weights, the losses don't mean as much. It just depends on who you're fighting as well. Because if you went up to 175 fighting one of the meaty kind of man them, and then he's getting touched up and beat up, that's different. You're getting beat up by someone that everyone ranks as a pound for pound star, or at least one of the elite boxers in the world right now. So yes, and he's a naturally bigger guy than you. As long as you don't get knocked out, like no one not really say much to me anyway.
It's fine.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think unless not even if he did get knocked out, I still think that his legacy is intact because like we're saying, he's got no business being in that way anyway. Like you went up there, fought Kovalev, who was past it. That was fair. People give you a thing, but he's got no business being in that way. It's the same as like if the Beterbiev, I can't pronounce that name, was offered to him.
Yeah.
Like would he take that?
At some point, he said he wanted it at one point. And the thing is, the difference is Beterbiev is probably slightly easier for him because that's just a come forward fight. He doesn't have to use his legs as much. Whereas it's a harder fight in terms of punch power, but because he's such a man that rides and slips and blocks shots like that anyway, he doesn't have to move as much. He can conserve more of his energy. Whereas someone like Bivol has got him constantly turning, having to move, throwing, hitting and missing. It's a bit more of a taxing affair. He would rather stand and trade and trust his chin.
No, but that's that. When we said that last week, people said that we're not putting respect on Beterbiev's name and that how he's a more sounder boxer than
he is. He's an elite level boxer, front foot, back for everything. But it's more of he's gonna stay and he's gonna press that action. He's like basically Canelo won't have to look for Beterbiev. Whereas he has to look for Bivol because Beterbiev won't move the same with someone like Canelo in front of him. He'll look at him as lunch food. So he'll stay closer to him at all times. So Canelo won't have to move as much. So he would prefer a fight where he doesn't have to move rather than when he's got to chase someone or he's got to try and counter.
I just saw this in the chat. Yeah, AJ had no business fighting a small, quick cruiserweight. Those dishes don't count.
It's always a lot worse when the bigger guy loses to the little guy than the other way around.
Yeah. Hey, hold on. I was gonna ask you about because you told us to make a bet the other day, bro.
I'll talk. Literally, what I said.
I was gonna ask as well. Like, did you genuinely believe the
I
guy
said
was
to
gonna lose,
everyone.
or...
I said, if you want to, like, if you've got £10 spare, remember you can go back and watch it. So if you got £10 spare, if it's your last £10, but it's worth putting on the £10 for the KO because the odds are crazy. That's what I said.
How dare you don't do that?
I mean, were the odds not in his favor? Those were some good odds.
It wasn't, no, but it kind of sounded like we're gonna make money. You kind of made it sound as if.
That's what I said. I said you'll make good money.
No, but it kind of sounded like we it's gonna work. Like
it's a guaranteed sure thing. No bet's a guaranteed sure thing. Look at Dylan Chima over the weekend. 1-9 favorite got beat on points by a journeyman. Well, okay, not a journeyman, but you know what I'm saying. So nothing's a sure bet. But if you're gonna look at a bet with decent odds, the odds on that was worth taking the chance. And that's what I said.
Ben Shalom had a bad night as well, you know.
It was
a bad night. Really lost as well, didn't he?
Listen, it was. Listen, wait, hold on 1 second. I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy I didn't make the bet, but you kind of made it sound as if I was money in.
I put my money where my mouth was. I put the bet on.
Yeah,
I did an accumulator, but you know I put the bet on. Obviously, it didn't come off, but it was worth it. You know, I made money on a different bet, but that one was worth it.
What one did you make money on? Because people have been talking about your predictions right now, and they're saying
if they go on my videos, they'll see that the predictions normally stick. I can tell you this year, from what I've counted, and anyone can correct me, I've had 6 predictions that I got wrong out of doing about 45. 6.
Yo, on predictions, OTC is smashing on that Baduni thing, you know.
Yeah. Wait, are you saying for real? That's your title?
I can tell you this. I can tell you the 6 predictions I got wrong.
Go on.
So, Tasha Jonas and Chris Namus. I thought Chris Namus was the size was gonna beat her.
I lost money because I followed you, bro.
My apologies. Dillian White, Tyson Fury. Yeah. Hands up. Got that one totally wrong.
Oh, yeah. You thought Dillian was good?
I thought Dillian had the style to beat him from all the running Fury was doing and all other stuff. Hey, I got it wrong. Cool.
How dare you? How dare you do that?
I'll take it.
Don't worry. I've been wrong. I don't even make predictions no more. I've retired from prediction game.
Spence and Ugas. I thought Ugas was going to take him. I didn't think Spence still had much left in him, to be honest. And there was many times in that fight it looked weird. Spence got hurt and the Ugas just stopped punching. It looked odd, but there's that one there.
You thought you go on, Karen?
I thought Ugas was gonna beat him. Because Spence didn't look right. He didn't look right prior to that to me.
These are big bad predictions, though. These are high. These are intense ones still in terms of some of the names, like
Shields, Marshall, Parker and Joyce, and then Edwards and Alvarado. But all the others pretty much bang on.
You know
the only thing I don't get right sometimes is the method, where I might think it might go points and it goes knockout or knockout on points.
Wait, this guy's on fire. And said Base has Iran winning the World Cup.
If they give me those sweepstakes at my workplace, that's what I'm taking. Tell you that straight.
Yeah, and listen, big prediction. I don't want to talk about Nigerian fighters at the moment. It's a bad year. Osborne, you got anything you wanted to say before we keep it moving?
Yeah, did you see the Ball fight? You know, he fought on Friday night, Frank Foreign card.
I didn't see it. I need to watch it because I'm probably going to address it tomorrow, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, you need to watch
that. Is it one to watch?
It's quick. It'll be a quick watch for you.
No, but I'm saying, is it one to watch? Why?
I would say so. The reason I say so is because people are talking about him fighting Lara next, and I wanted to know what your guys' opinion was on that.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna check it out, and then we'll check it out, and we'll run it back. Listen, Osborne.
The last one was Oh, sorry. On Eddie Hearn's card, you know, my guy who threw the guy at the ring. I don't know if you.
Yeah. Montana Love. He showed no
Yeah,
love to Stevie Spot. Clothesline that bitch out the ring, like his name was JBO. It was brilliant.
yo, that was wild. You know, that was two jokes. Like the guy was just he was a
He thought it
madman.
was Royal Rumble. Still, he's like,
What in
He's
the
like he's
Royal?
auditioning for January.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you for having me on, bro.
Man, stay
That's
blessed. That's one. All right, let's go. Hey, no, that was mad though. Is he gonna get banned for that?
Nah, it won't get banned. The DQ is probably gonna stand. But I mean, look, to be fair, yeah, he pushed man over, or he pushed man, but like Stevie Spot did kind of, float over. He didn't have to roll over the ring. If he really wanted to, he could have stayed in. If you look at it again, because if you got to remember, Spark's legs are on the floor. He's obviously getting pushed, and Montana Love's obviously grabbing the rope as well. So he's pushing him, and then but Spark just kind of turns into the ropes, and then just kind of leans, and then I guess he thought someone was going to grab him, and like they didn't grab him. So yeah, he stopped the landing though. Man must have been a gymnast back in the day.
Hey,
Walk on, man, them. Walk on.
Let
me ask you, what on for Linden, fam?
Yo, man, you keep asking me. Yo, I'm from South Manchester, you know. Linden's from North Manchester, blood.
Nah,
I'm
bro.
from South Manchester, done.
It's all Manny, fam.
Man, it ain't like that, man. You've been Manchester enough times, done. You know, it ain't like that, man. Them man sound like farmers up there, blood. So you already know how it goes. Them man up in North sound like farmers, blood. So you already know how it goes.
I always have to ask you about Linden still, because when I see tell me, like, what going for Linden though? Because out of the mix, Sam, we'll keep that one.
Nah, I hear you, man. But look, man, Zelfa lost. Boy, man, the camp's in it's in disarray right now, Don. Put it that way, man. It's in disarray.
No, man, Zelfa's loss was more. I was impressed with him for going out on his shield the way he did. Yes, it wasn't. He didn't. I thought he was going to win it because he looked good early in the fight, and it kind of just shifted.
I hear you, man, but Pat Barrett's trying to make Zelfa like him. Pat Barrett's trying to make Zelfa fight like him, but he ain't got the power. If you watch him, he's literally trying to make him like him, but Zelfa can't punch like Pat Barrett. That's the problem. He ain't got enough power to keep man off him.
Do you reckon it's base? Do you reckon it's more of an engine thing with Zelfa than anything?
That was just it was just a bad style matchup. He done well to win as many rounds as he did, because ultimately he's a pressure fighter or a pressuring boxer puncher against a pure boxer. So Zelfa's always a man. He's never gonna get on the front foot. He's gonna try and hit and move and try and keep you away. And once the legs start to go, or the pressure starts to get to you, where like a man just constantly making you have to move or throw when you don't want to, eventually the openings are gonna happen. And that's basically what happened. He just got wore down by the pressure fighter.
I hear you, man, but if he's got enough power to keep the man off him, yo, man, that pressure fighter ain't gonna come in, man. And that's his problem.
But the thing is, pressure fighters, most of them trust their chin and they trust their defense. So even though Rakhimov doesn't necessarily have the greatest defense, he's clearly got good recovery.
I hear you, man, but when you got that shot, man, you keep a man wary. That's the thing. And when you ain't got that punch, you're willing to take risk. That's what he needs to work on. He needs to work on sitting on his punches and turning on the shots. Like literally turning on the shots. Obviously, it's easier to throw power punches on the front foot than on the back foot. But he needs to work on that, because at the end of the day, like, it's only going to get worse from down here, man, if you don't learn how to do it. It's only going to get worse.
Just to move the conversation on, we had Denzel. He came on the live earlier, and yeah, you're talking about his fight and stuff. What was your feelings on the fight? Do you think his stock has gone up?
His stock's definitely gone up, man. Yo, all shouts, man. Hail up Denzel, man. Hail up the Bentley, man. Hail him up one time. At the end of the day, when I watch Zanabek, what's it? Zanabek? How would you say? I think it's so. Yeah, when you look at his style, very herky jerky, but I like what Denzel Bentley done. Like, he said he was what did he say? Downloading the data. Man. I think he was a bit tentative in the first rounds, man. I think he didn't want to get hit a bit too much. But then Janabek slowed down ridiculously. Round 5, my man looked knackered, blood. My man was tired. You could see this. Sorry, go on, brother.
Because I want it. It's mad. That's a mad question, and I know that guy asked him a crazy in terms of in the interview. But do you reckon that Cash fight has made him like different? The way it ended, like how it ended in that Cash fight, it was quite quick and it's a little bit reckless. Do you reckon that's changed him somewhat?
Yeah, of course it would change you, man. Look at AJ with the Ruiz, man. Of course it would change you. That stuff will change you when you go through that at the end of the day. But it's a learning curve, and I think this fight now, it's helped him trust his chin more. It's helped him to trust his stamina more. And at the end of the day, if he's still a contender.
My question is, and I'll ask Base this first, and then you can jump in. Do you think it's changing for the worse in sense of it was just a lack, not wanting to. He just doesn't fight like that. That was the thing to me. I was like, Roy, you don't fight like this. I know you don't.
I have noticed on the last couple of fights, he's been on the back foot a bit earlier in like rounds than normal. Like he's normally very much in the center, jabbing with his opponent, trying to sort of set up counters.
Yeah.
On the front foot. He does look like he backs off to assess things a little bit more now. But when you get hit and you get hurt, ultimately it makes you tighten up your defense. He said that they worked on defense for the fight, knowing that it's obviously they're fighting a southpaw as well, which is a lot different, especially under the hot lights. Maybe they just didn't work on enough of the offensive game as well.
Yeah, but at the same time though, imagine he did trade with Janabek. I think it would have went worse, and he done very well. I don't think he would have lasted to the 12th as he traded with him. Because Janabek
traded the end in it, the way where it was rocked. He looked like he was rocked for a little bit.
It was rocked. Now, if you watch that 12th round, I think he hits him with the backhand. He hits him with a shovel left backhand. If you watch him, Janabek tries tripping him as well, which was dirty. At the end of the day, it was very dirty. But at the end of the day, like he done the best tactic for him. I think Janabek, in terms of skills, in terms of output, has a lot more velocity. If he traded with him from the beginning, I don't think he would have lasted. I think he would have got knocked out. But at the end of the day, he fought his fight. His stock's gone up. Now, I think what he needs to do is try and go the European route, build up that way, and then look for the rematch with Cash.
Oh, you think that's the one?
Yeah, go the European route. If you want to play if you want to learn the back foot game and learn how can I say, win the rounds on a point decision, like it seems like he's going that route. Go the European route. That's that game. Learn how to play the chess of boxing, and then go the Felix Cash route. I know, revenge that L, man. I think that's what he needs to do.
It's mad how what is going on with Cash actually. Let me check what he's doing, because.
Yo, man, with their gym right now, man, he's probably ducking and diving too, man. Yo, blood. Real talk, man. He probably ducking and diving too. Put it that way, man.
I mean, he does get awful lot. Just saying.
There you go, man. Yo. Anyway, with the Canelo thing.
Yeah, talk to me. Canelo,
I personally believe, he's at the end of his career now. Even though he's a young 31, 32. But that's how I shouldn't say he's a young 31, 32. Sorry, he's an old 31, 32.
Start that again. Say that again.
Sorry.
I know what he's saying.
Yeah, I said it wrong. Sorry. Canelo's at the end of his career. He's not a young 31, 32. Sorry. He's an old 31, 32. He's been boxing since 15, man. I think he's got 2 to 3 fights left. He's trying to cash out. And I think with the Benavidez fight, as he pulls through, that's a big Mexican fight. That's a lot of money in the bank right there. Canelo's at the end. You can see his feet have slowed down a lot. His output slowed down a lot. That's the wear and tear of an aging fighter.
He ain't at the end of this. See, why you say wear and tear? This guy looks like he's got like at least 5 fights left in him. These men can't walk away from the game. Boxing, they can't quit. I'm just seeing that. Hold on, I just saw someone retired recently. Johnson,
Callum Johnson.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know if you know about Canelo. Canelo plays a lot of golf though. Outside the boxing, plays a lot of golf. Yeah, man, he's already got his outlet. My man tried to go for the golf opens and all that, man. He's already tried going for the golf opens. Like,
Okay, so he's got something where he can be great. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, man. He's got his outlet there, man.
I don't know though, because there's nothing like boxing. That's why Mayweather's still here, fam.
Yeah, Mayweather and Canelo ain't the same person, man. Mayweather's just I don't know, man. He just loves the limelight too much. I don't want to call a man a narcissist, but he's borderline that, man. Like, when you've got a fighter like Javante Davis, and you want to take the fight over a young springing fighter like that, and you want to be in the limelight. Nah, man. I rate him as a fighter, man. I don't rate him as a man. Simple as, man. Like, it is what it is. And people say he's 50-0. To me, he's 49-0 because McGregor ain't no professional boxer. So I'll class that as 50. Simple as, man.
You know what? I think we leave it there, fam.
Yeah, man. Shortly done, man. Holla back, man. Stay blessed.
Raw. Are you saying? Are you having that as well? That you're not. That
I mean, look, I because they sanctioned it as a professional boxing bout, it's on the record, innit? I get the argument, and I'm not arguing with anyone about 49 and 50, but I'm just saying, like, if that's what the record books is saying, and it wasn't an exhibition, it was a legit fight, cool. But if you don't acknowledge it, cool.
What do you think? I haven't never got to ask you this because we put it about it recently. What do you think about Eubank's dad coming out and him talking about Floyd as the man Floyd? And what did you watch that interview as well?
You know what? I didn't, because I didn't really want to see him in any sort of, bad state. So I'm gonna watch it, but I didn't want to just jump on it for the sake of giving my opinion on it, because I don't think he's in a good way, and I just think it's a bit limited.
You have to watch it, but
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
You have to see it.
But with regards to what he said about Floyd, and that, like, you respect him as a fighter but not as a man. A lot of people say that about Floyd. So most people don't look at Floyd as like a role model as a person, but as an athlete, he's the model. He's always been a model professional, a model athlete. So if you want the blueprint of how to be an elite level athlete and stay at the top of your game, then he is a role model. But if you want someone that you can look up to in life, it's not him.
But is Dwayne really? And again, I just brought in Bruce Kai. Is he given a bad rap? Because we don't really know Floyd. We don't know him. There's the persona of Floyd. We don't know him. We don't know Floyd behind the scenes.
What's good, fellas? What's good?
What's going on, Bruce?
What's happening, fellas? You know what? I think it's not really for us to say what kind of character he is. I don't think anyone really cares. You can see the kind of character he is from, the obvious narcissism and the way he runs his businesses. As a fighter, you have to be objective and say, he's one of the greatest. And here's what I don't like about what they did to Floyd and what they're starting to do with Canelo is that they were always saying to Floyd, like they're saying to Canelo now, fight this new guy, fight this new guy. What you're actually really saying is keep fighting till you lose. Because it's almost like, if you look at Benavidez, Floyd fought Canelo in 2013. Benavidez hadn't even fought a pro fight yet. And it's like Canelo's been fighting for so long and done so much and proven himself, whether you like it or not. It's almost like the newest guy that fight Charlo. Yeah, if Spence comes up, fight Spence. And all of these guys haven't been around half of the time or not even around.
It's true.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And they did the same with Floyd. They took the piss out of Floyd because he wanted, to fight Berto or he wanted to fight Guerrera. But it was like, he's done so much. You have to give him that little bit of leeway to say, all right, I'm going to have a couple easy fights now. I'm like, we could take the piss out of Spence and Bud for not fighting Boots because they're saying they're very, very similar in terms of career trajectory, timing. But, to look at Canelo and go like, yeah, you should fight Boots now, or you should fight so-and-so. It's like, you got to allow some of these fighters at the top to take some easy touches, because it's almost like, well, what you're trying to say is then keep fighting these young bucks until you lose, because that's basically
it's like keep fighting until it's time for you to step out the frame.
Yeah, but you have to allow them, especially when you look at their resume, you have to allow them some leeway of not fighting that, like, the number one. How about they prove themselves first? How about they have a bit of competition and then you say, okay, how about Benavidez fight Charlo and then the winner fights Canelo? You know what I'm saying? But it's almost like, they do, 3 or 4, fights. They look great. And it's all of a sudden like, all right, go to Canelo. Canelo had to work his way up. Everyone has to work their way up. So you know, I think sometimes a little bit of leeway for just the guys at the top.
So
don't get me wrong.
So then, do you reckon they should just be having gimme fights? Like, what kind of fights should they be having? While
I mean, we're not saying some Jake Paul fights, but you know, Plant, Billy Joe Saunders aren't gimme fights, and people seem to think they were, and I think it's ludicrous. You know what I'm saying? Like, Berto to me isn't a gimme fight. Is it an easier fight than him doing Maidana 3? Maybe. But it's not some easy, like, oh, here we go again. Maybe because he made it look easy. That's what you want to say. But you have to be objective in looking at their resumes and then looking at where they're going and how long they've been fighting.
So would you argue, so that means you're saying Canelo right now, no, even with the Bivol thing, he's got nothing to prove. Even if Bivol knocks him out early, 4th round stoppage, like,
I think he's already cemented his time. I think he's already cemented his name. Sorry. I mean, you know, could he do more? Absolutely. But I don't think him getting knocked out by Bivol is going to suddenly change what he's done. What he's accomplished. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's like, it's not black and white like that. You know, I don't think it's so, you know.
Someone said, let's give Tyson Fury leeway as well then.
No, but you can't. Tyson Fury is not in the same conversation. He
hasn't
even, if you look at but even if you just look at in terms of fights, not who he's
comment, man.
No, but let's forget who he's fought. The amount of fights he's had, like he's not in those people's levels. These men are all late 40s, 50s, 60s in terms of fights.
That's what I'm saying. It's not leeway when you've done something, when you've got names, when you've had when you've gone through the mill. Then you give people leeway.
Can I ask a controversial question? AJ, does he deserve leeway?
I don't think he's done enough yet. A few more fights, like if he was to win a rematch against Usyk, win against Fury maybe, then if you took like a couple touches, because really the heavyweight division is not as deep as it used to be, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to see how he performs.
AJ, I'm asking both of you, is AJ cemented right now in terms of...
He's not cemented, but I don't think, but the difference with AJ, like, I think you could get away. Huh?
2-time.
Yeah, no, but I think that but that still doesn't mean that he hasn't. The biggest criticism for AJ is he hasn't fought the other 2 big ones in his division.
Right, exactly.
That's the criticism for him. But everyone he's fought for his last 10 fights have been legit top 10 guys, like all rankings top 10, right? So in that sense, you could say maybe now that he's not a champion, he deserves to fight the top 15 or the top 20 for 1 or 2 fights if he wants to rebuild, because he's not in the limelight right now. He's not the champ. If you're the champ, then the leeway you get is maybe, all right, you can fight the bottom of the top 10, or maybe even someone in the 10 to 15, like what Yanni Beck did with Denzel, because Denzel was number 14 in WBO. Hamza Shiraz was number 11. So he picked the lowest rated guy that Frank Warren had in that run. So you might be able to say, okay, you can do that once or twice if you're fighting regularly enough. But if you're a once a year guy, then no, you fight whoever your mandatory is, or you fight whoever makes the most sense, like money wise, in my opinion.
And what are you saying? Bruce, what are you saying? Because you said AJ again, he's someone that he still needs to do what you're saying. How many more fights and who?
I don't know. It's a tricky one with AJ just because of, you know, his 2 losses against Usyk. And I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult to gauge. You know, who he fights next, the way how he fights. Does he win a title back again? Does he just carry on and fight Jang Hrgovic and then try Usyk again and then lose? I don't know. It's a difficult one. I think it's one of those conversations you have to have when you see someone's career pan out. And I think that Canelo and Mayweather, 2 people, have had a long enough career and done enough where you can concretely say, objectively, they've got resumes. If you don't think Canelo has got a resume, you're a hater. That's simple as that. Whether you like him or not. It's like Mayweather. You don't have to like Mayweather to say that, you know, he's one of the best of all time. You know, but people get it confused. Their brains are not, you know, big enough to understand that there's a difference between liking the man and respecting his resume. There's a huge difference. I personally, you know, think the way Mayweather carries on, I think he's a schmuck. I don't like the dude, man. But But you know, but like, are you going to discredit like how he's fought and the way he's dismantled certain people? If you go back to like, you know, Augustus and Diego Corrales, and then you go up to, you know, like, come on, man. So,
yeah, again, I'm with you. I don't think. Again, we're asking the question just to ask the question, right? But I think his career is pretty much cemented. And as you said, he took on that Mayweather fight so early in his career. And you talk about his amateur. Again, Lennox is not here to talk about it. I mean, I haven't seen Lennox since. I haven't seen Lennox in a while. I haven't seen.
No, you know what? No, I'm gonna expose something here. I probably shouldn't, but
No, let's go. Wait,
I'm gonna expose something. No. Like, Lennox is in training for the rematch, innit? Like, I know he's working. He's doing his prep work. He's doing his prep work. I've seen him.
There's a couple things I just wanted to add quickly before I
go ahead.
The one thing I know, Denzel, I think Denzel did himself justice on Saturday night, man. I think his stock rose. Like, you know, Janabek was talking a lot, like he was going to do this and do that. It was talking crazy. Like I almost thought, like, are you controlling your own Twitter? Like, yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was his translator guy. Because Denzel even said to him in the ring, "It was you. I know it was you talking on Twitter." And the guy's like, "Yeah."
The only thing I will say about that fight was, and something Denzel just said. He says, "When certain man are downloading data, it's okay. When I am, it's not." And I think the only thing difference about that sentence and that viewpoint about downloading data is people only respect when you say I downloaded data and I didn't do anything in the first couple of rounds, is when you go on after those couple of rounds and completely dominate and outshine. I think the connotation of downloading data only comes with the I downloaded data and then afterwards I went to town. That's why I was slow in the first 2 rounds. If you're saying I was slow in the first 2 rounds and then I didn't pick up the pace and I was okay, and then what data did you actually download? Because you didn't.
And also when you're downloading data, you also have to at least still look like you're in control and not being pushed around to someone else's will at that time.
Exactly.
So there are
because otherwise the data you downloaded is corrupt and didn't really work well. So, and that's not hating. That's just saying objectively. No. I love Denzel, man. I think, you know.
No, but not corrupt though.
Well, it's not accurate, is it? It's the data wasn't accurate that he downloaded. Let's be real, man. I'm not trying to.
I'm being
objective.
You have to be, and that's the thing. That's the thing, because I was thinking, Ralph Travels having here in this moment in this interview. There was little parts where I was thinking, you didn't fight the way I know you to fight. Right. That was the part for me. I was like, I've been following your career, and again, you're known for just being he's sharp in the ring. Again, in terms of he throws a punches and bunches, and he's aggressive. And it was weird, and I don't know if it's because of the cash, how that ended.
I feel like it might have been something to do with yeah, I think so, because before that fight, I honestly thought Janabek was going to come out with some monster power punches. I was like, and I thought it was going to be an issue. So I think that's maybe what Denzel thought in his brain and what he was trying to avoid. And the other thing was the Fraser Clark fight. Is he? I'm just posing this question. Base, tell me, because I know you can be objective.
Okay.
Is he another George Fox 2.0? Because I wasn't like, oh wow, like, he's done a great job.
No, he's better.
I thought he should have performed better than he did against.
No, do you know what it is though? Thing is, like, Kamil Sokolowski is one of those guys. Like, you can't just think that you're gonna handle him. Like, he's actually tidy for a journeyman. He's probably like what you would call an elite level journeyman. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah.
And I feel like Frazier, basically, he did what he needed to do. He got off the right shots. He got the rounds that he needed. But what it exposed is that he still got several deficiencies in his defense that next man will be able to exploit.
Yeah, because
the way his skin cuts up, he needs to make sure he sorts out the defense.
Because I also thought one of the things that was weird is that, in the mid rounds, all he was doing was he was just looking for the one punch for the right hand.
He was tired.
And I was like, dude, against someone like that, you have to use a jab to set that up.
But that just goes to show you 19 stone doesn't work for everyone. 19 stone don't work for everyone.
Yeah.
He needs to drop a little bit of weight.
It's hard though. He finds himself in a tough situation because he's 31 years old. So he has to. It's almost like he hasn't got the experience. He has to rush it, but he has to put himself in situations like he'll learn a bit more about himself in that fight. What is this number? Is it fight number 6?
No, it's his 4th fight.
Bloody hell, bro.
But you got to remember, let's think about it. Joe Joyce was fighting much higher level opponents in his 4th fight than Frazier was. And he turned over a couple years after Frazier did, like in terms of age. He was 32 when he turned over.
You know, I think a good fight for Frazier would be in maybe 3 or 4 fights. Maybe a little few more would be Bakoli or Tony Yoka. I think would be good challenges for him, because I don't think he's ready for huge step ups.
Bakoli in 3 fights, no. No, not in 3 fights. Bakoli will hurt him.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, actually, you're right. Maybe Tony Yoka then. Maybe Tony Yoka. Maybe not Bakoli. Actually, yeah, scrap Bakoli.
What?
No, do you know who would be a good fight for him in like 3 or 4 fights? Or even someone like Jermaine Franklin or Jerry Forrest. Those would be like good level opponents for him then.
Oh, where do you have this guy getting to then? Do you not even have him?
I don't see him going for. I'll be honest, man. I don't even see him going past European.
Frazier.
Oh, you just see him on the European thing.
Yeah, I don't see him past that. Yeah. And it's primarily just because he's going to get stopped on cuts a lot against the elite guys. They're going to target certain parts of it, but he'll cut up. He's always been like that, so he'll get stopped a lot just due to that. Maybe
Adelaide.
I don't know about Adelaide.
Frazier will destroy Adelaide.
Because what is going on with him?
Well, you know, he fought Elvis Garcia over the weekend, but he was supposed to be fighting Michael Valish, who Joe Joyce was in the ring with a few fights ago. When I saw that, I was like, "Rod, that's an upset waiting to happen." All of a sudden, the opponent got switched. I'm like, okay.
Quickly as well, 2 fights. I don't know if you heard. I saw someone sent me a link that Jake Paul just last week said that he's pretty sure that he'll be fighting Chris Eubank Jr. That's a fight that wants to go ahead in his brother's podcast.
I need it.
I just thought too, it'll be a good fight, and I think they might try and target him. Is the bigger Charlo might want to fight Denzel, just because they've seen Denzel go 12 with Janibek.
Would you put Denzel in there with?
Do you know what? Honestly, I would say it's like a 50-50, 60-40 fight.
I
wouldn't do it just yet, just because like he's like Jamal Charlo is a much sharper puncher at that level.
And but at that weight, we don't know, you know.
No, but it's 160. Or are you talking about Jamel?
Yeah.
No, not Jamel. No. Don't put Denzel in with Jamel. I'm not saying that in the disrespect. Jamel, because Jamel's the better of the two. And Jamel's seasoned. Like, no, you don't. You'd have more luck putting him in with Jamal than Jamel.
Even Jamal right now, I feel like.
But the inactivity with Jamal is what would give you the chance. Like,
still those.
Because he's been out of the ring 18 months with a back injury, supposedly, which means he's not going to be as nimble.
No, I want Denzel to.
But I'm saying, don't be surprised if Denzel gets called out by them, man.
He can get called out, but I want him to fight a few. I think he needs, as you lot said, he needs a few more fights just to kind of work things out and understand. You know what? This is me. You know, I think like what was good. The Vegas thing was great for him because he was in a new environment. No matter how you want to cut it down and say it's a new environment, and he probably tried to acclimatize to where he was. Yeah. But I think with just experience and a few more fights, you can ask for that. And because once you really step up, you got to stay there now.
Yeah,
you know you don't want to go there and then leave immediately. You know, and because he's got skills, he's gonna be, as you they said all the time. It's like, what do you call it? Low high risk, low reward. And people say, that's not even worth. He's good. So I'm just gonna say, at least announce next time he comes back there, announce yourself to be there. Personally, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah. Listen, always that corrupted data line is it's still there for me, man. Listen, Bruce, big up yourself, man. Oh, listen, this is wicked. Let me just last call a Lineal and we get the hell out here. Lineal.
Yo, what's good?
What's going on, Lineal?
Bro? Lineal champion in this.
Come on, man. Tyson, come outside, man. But listen, You see what HGM said about Canelo, yeah?
Yeah.
I hear him.
Yeah, I hear him.
I hear him.
Sense. It does.
It makes a lot of sense. I can't lie. I know KG, you were saying the whole thing of like being a boxer, but when you've been a boxer for that long, yeah, he's got a boxing career that spans longer than some people's amateur and professional.
Yeah.
And as young as he is, and with the money that he's got as well, I'm sure there's only so much time before he's either going to have a fight where he gets a surprise loss that he wasn't meant to lose. Not like the Bivol one. That one was like, people that knew the thing knew that Bivol was going to win as long as he doesn't get screwed on scorecards. But he might come against, imagine like if Caleb Plant beats Benavidez, yeah? There might be a Plant Canelo fight where Canelo's just like, I can't be asked. And he goes in on a night when Plant is just on. And you might lose. I'm not saying
uncomfortable. You lot are not having it, yeah, but I think everyone is overlooking Plant in this Benavidez one. I don't know.
I think Plant can win. That's what I'm saying. That's what's scary because Plant's got the new trainer as well. What I'm saying is, I don't want Canelo to get to that point where it's like you're not motivated, you're not fighting at your best because it happens to the best of them. And next thing you know, you're losing fights that you shouldn't have lost, or you might get a scare in a fight, and that might be the time when he goes, "Let me get out of here before it's too late." Because credit to Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis was one of the few people that said, "You know what?" After he won against Vitali, he realized, brother, and he was even on. You got to give him more rating because he was on the decline at that point. And man said, "That close call right there, that's it. There's no need for me to fight." That's why, obviously, when he went the rematch, he said, "Boy, you better give me the bag because."
No, but he said he wanted to touch he wanted to touch the person from the new era. You know, he said, "No, I'm gonna." And them man were just made different. They'll cut from a different cloth.
No, but that nearly got him hurt though as well. That's the only thing. It's almost like sometimes you got to save the fighter from themselves because the reason why they're boxers is because it's like they got that fire, they got that dog in them. But sometimes you need people around you to save that from that dog in themselves before you go outside because very few fighters get a fairy tale
ending.
Yeah, very few get a fairy tale ending. And I think with Canelo, especially, I'm not trying to be funny, the options at super middleweight are starting to dry up anyway. So clear up the win of Benavidez versus Plant. And then after that, let's have a few like showcase fights like
Floyd just go on the world tour.
Like what?
Come to UK, man. I want to
see
the O2 or Wembley or something. Yeah,
he's been wanting to face John Ryder here. To be fair to him, he's been wanting to face John Ryder here. So why not? After go whoever he's got at Cinco de Mayo.
There's no more to prove. You're right. So again, just to quickly to end this on the guys that are really cemented in this new era. Yeah. Who would you say of this new era? So Canelo, you're saying is cemented. Who else is like? Would you put in that list of, you know what? No more to prove.
I don't think there is anyone else glaring, only because there's not as many stars as there are. Oh no! Tell a lie. Oh, it's if Crawford can face Errol Spence, and if Crawford wins, he's one that's cemented where he can go, I don't need to do this no more. And then the only issue is he's not a guy that's commercial wise, he's not going to get the send off that he deserves.
Yeah,
because AJ and Canelo, even like when you asked earlier on, can AJ get into that point of this fight and give me fights? He can, because one, he's overachieved.
You got to call him cemented then. You got to say that.
No. His is a special case because you've overachieved. You weren't meant to get this far. From when you started boxing to what you've achieved, you are not meant to get this far. So right now, you can have all, and what he's done for UK boxing, he's at the pilot of his career.
Overachieved. I was thinking Naya Nui, you know.
He's overachieved.
I can see what he's saying. I can see what he's saying about AJ, because ultimately, remember, no one would have thought that starting boxing at 19, 20, that you'll become an Olympic gold medalist by the age of like 24.
All right.
And then being a unified champion twice.
And
all of that stuff. And because you don't have the belts now, but you've got such a big commercial value, you can fight whoever you want to kind of fight without the pressure. Whereas before, when you got the belts and you're definitely that guy, it's a whole different ball game. So I kind of see what man's saying.
What's HGM? Usyk, definitely, you're right. Usyk's on that list. I think if Usyk becomes undisputed again at heavyweight, well, to be fair, he even said himself, if he gets that undisputed, he's done.
Yeah,
that's fire.
And even if he doesn't get that fight, I think he's still done enough to be considered one of the greatest. Chocolatito, yep, he's right as well.
In a way, not just yet.
In a way, he's got a bit more to do.
But I think in a way, he's not even near the twilight of his career, though. I'm more speaking about people in their twilight.
Well, some people know. I'm saying, you know what? Now, no matter what happens, because it's what the point that Bruce brings up in it, saying, "Rah, I've mashed up, man. You lot now just want to see me lose, innit?" So
that's true.
He's a cemented man, them. No matter what, like I've done. Look at my work. This is it.
I think Usyk, AJ for different circumstances. AJ is not the same circumstance. I'm only mentioning AJ because he's a pay-per-view name. And for what he's done for UK boxing, AJ deserves to have that. Just to obviously Clarissa Shields, Canelo,
Fury.
Nah, Fury. Do you know what? Fury's already been doing it though. That's the thing. Fury's legacy is so weird because
that's it. Deontay Wilder overachieved by that point.
Yeah, of course
he did. No one's ever said he hasn't.
No. Do you know the thing with Deontay Wilder though? Do you know why it's different from AJ? Because AJ, like I think Bruce was saying, his resume is full of top 10 guys. Do you get what I'm saying? His resume is full of whereas Wilder, his list is suspicious. It's listed suspicious. Whereas AJ, you can look at AJ's resume and be like, do you know what? For that time, them fighters for that time.
Nah, but I'm not sure now. Yeah, let me be real. What do you call it? Base. You shared a video with us earlier today. I watched it. What's that guy's name? I don't know. That I want to shout him out proper. The boxing.
Boxing beats and rhymes.
Boxing beats and rhymes. Yeah. And you see the rankings list. I didn't even know. It's absolute garbage, fam. This guy pointed out. He said, "Raw." He said, "Deontay Wilder has lost. He lost, and he was number one." No matter what, he said Dillian fought, and he went straight down to. He went straight down. So
you gotta remember this. What is it? Is it American list?
No, it was the WBC rankings from
American base, man. Them ain't gonna. They don't like AJ.
We can't. No, I'm saying the rankings list though. As in, when you say top 10 fighter, bro, the rankings list is fugazi, fam.
It is to a certain extent. It is if you're talking about the major names. No, if you're talking about the major names, it's nonsense. But if you're just talking about like the top 10 guys, no.
AJ was always fighting people within like the actual Ring magazine top 10 or the TR.
Who's AJ's Wallin that he faced in the middle of his run? Who's AJ's Who's the other guy that Fury?
The only gimme fight that AJ had in his career was the Eric Molina since he was a champion. That's the only gimme fight. Because even what's his name? Carlos Takam was number 10 in the rankings.
And that was even a late replacement.
Yeah, that was a late replacement from Puda.
Yeah.
So there was always top 10 guys across the board, not just in one sanctioning body.
Yeah.
It's slightly different. It's slightly different.
Yeah, and like I said, like whereas you got Fury, where Fury's one is more like he has higher moments. He doesn't have. It's like a dotted line.
Hold on. This one here.
Most agents.
AJ's opponents, old, young ones, beat him or scared him. Come on.
No,
give examples, please.
Scare him.
Dominic Brazil is AJ fought Brazil, innit?
Yeah, but Brazil Brazil was not.
He was on a run at that time.
Yeah, Brazil wasn't considered a quote unquote bum before he faced AJ. He was an Olympian.
Dead, fam.
Yeah, he was a top 10. He was legit top 10 at the time.
Yeah, we found out after AJ that he weren't the goods. Before AJ, they thought he was the goods.
But
the same way with Dillian White, they thought he was the goods. After AJ, he's not the goods. Like AJ, this is why AJ gets angry on Mike, because it's just like before. You want to give credit to other guys for beating this guy, but then when AJ does it, it's like AJ was the first one to beat Dillian White, but then Fury praised the Dillian White victory, even though Dillian White's been knocked out a few times after.
Yeah,
that math ain't mathing. That's why I say like Fury's resume right now is parallel to AJ's only because he's had higher highs, But the overall of it, if you took an overall mark of like how you rate Fury's opponents, yeah, it will spike up to a 9 because you faced Klitschko, and then come all the way down because you faced some random guy after. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas
Fury
AJ won.
First to beat Klitschko, you know, out of the two.
Yeah, that's what
and
I'm saying. I gave him the 9 for that. I gave him a solid score for that. But then who did he face after? Oh no, he went away after. And then you faced a few gimme fights.
This is what I'm saying. The names. You now start to look at the names and you're like,
You're saying Charles Martin was sus. Charles Martin was a champion. What do you want AJ to do? You have to beat who's there.
You have to beat the champion.
You literally got to beat who's there. You can't be like
Charles Martin won it through some eliminator or some crap.
No, the guy mashed up his leg in the ring. He was a final eliminator. It was for the vacant title when the guy broke up his knee. But he still won the belt. He had the belt in it. So you can only beat who's got the belt.
Yeah, because it's like even like HM is saying Fury beat a better version of Dillian White, yeah. Arguable, but then you can also say AJ beat a better version of Vladimir Klitschko. Klitschko looked motivated that fight against AJ. That was a new determined. That was a guy that was saying, I am near the end. I'm giving this all my all because this could be it. Whereas with Fury, he was at that point where we're saying Canelo is that I'm being fatigued by my success. Like I've just keep on beating these guys. And by the time he got to Fury, he's just like, oh, another training camp. Let's go. And then you didn't expect to lose. That doesn't take credit away from Fury because you still have to go there and beat the man. But that's what I'm saying.
They need more. They actually need to fight each other.
No, both of them do. Of course,
At least AJ needs to fight Deontay Wilder. He has to have a mad fight while he's got the names, because you go back in time and you say, who was the man that he fought? And you want to say with AJ, you fought Fury, you fought Deontay Wilder. Does he need to fight Joyce again?
No.
I heard they rumbled back in the day. I don't know.
It can run only if AJ's at the point where it's just like, I'm not going for the belts no more. That's when you face Joyce. But he still seems like he's determined enough to go for the belts. Even though I do feel like AJ, he's my guy, but he sounds like he's just had success fatigue as well. It's like
we need to add a rule, like even on Fury's side as well. There's not enough. Again, Wilder many times. That's not enough to say
Fury needs to beat Usyk, and then he can say, "I'm better than you guys." But until then, I can't overwhelmingly.
And AJ,
AJ, of course, but AJ. The reason why I'm saying Fury more because at the end of the day, Fury's in a spot to actually do it, whereas AJ. He was in the spot, he lost it. Cool. So AJ is now, he's at second place by fire, by force. Whereas Fury is like, you can take first place, but he's taking first place right now, hypothetically, where it's just like, brother, make the Usyk fight. Stop doing your shenanigans, make the fight.
He wants credit for fights he hasn't had.
Yeah. You can't, you're fighting off of, you're taking credit off of hypotheticals. At least I can say with AJ wanted the fights and he dared to be great and he went for it. Whereas Fury, you're doing it off of hypotheticals. Go out there and be the great person you can be, and then it's undeniable.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't have to fight them because they're all bums anyway. No.
Yeah, like what type of nonsense is that?
You don't work that
this
way.
is it. Soulstar says, and I don't.
Spot on.
I agree with this. I don't think any heavyweight has a so top resume. Like it's mad.
Yes, and no. It's like I said, there's a mixture because Wilder's one is definitely fugazi. Fury's one is like,
but there's a difference between solid and good. Sorry.
No, go on. Yeah,
no, because that when he says it has a solid resume, no, there are people with solid resumes, but and they're solid for certain levels as well. Like Dillian White, for someone who's never been a champion, has a very solid resume. AJ, for someone that is a champion, has a very solid resume because it was all top 10 fighters at the time he was fighting.
Okay.
But then there's other men who might have one great fight or two great fights and then a bunch of like nothing fights.
That's what I'm saying.
Then you've got some other guys who have just got nothing but meaty fights, but they're just lauded as like this great guy. Yeah. So
listen, it's an interesting one. This one could go on forever. Listen, Lineal.
Indeed.
Up, man. Thank
you.
For
as always. Love as always.
What's up, Lineal?
Come on, man. Listen, bro. Base, this is the double shift. It was very helpful. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really
the team. I have to come to
the rescue. I just want to respect your time, bro.
No, man, my time is your time when you need me.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I appreciate it because I couldn't have got through the show without you. Listen, people, make sure you get your tickets to our show. It's not far away. It's going to be me and Bass performing instead now.
I've been working.
You've been working, and that's it. It's going to be me and Bass performing. Both too hilarious. You know where to find us. Bloomsbury Theatre, £20 a ticket. It's going to be absolutely amazing. There's a lot more people that watch this, so those tickets should all be gone by now. And it's moving, but they could be moving even more, fam. Don't let me have to StubHub the thing, fam. You know what I mean? But yeah, you lot, big up. Till next time. We're out. What are you lot talking about tomorrow, bro? What's on the?
We got a few spicy ones. Obviously, we're gonna talk about the clothesline from hell. That's got to get mentioned. Yeah, we got to chat about that. We're gonna talk about Natasha Jonas. Free-peating, unifying. Yanni Beckham and Denzel, they're gonna get their time. We're gonna really delve into that one, and we'll just see whatever else like the people want to talk about. We've watched a lot. There was a lot to consume. So
wicked, man. Well, you lot know what to do. Go and make sure you check it out tomorrow. Till then, peace. We're gone.
Peace.